Good morning, snow bunnies. I hope you enjoy your asynchronous day. I hope we're all playing in the snow. Technically, I'm recording this on Sunday, so I have no idea if there will actually be snow. I'm hesitant, but we'll see. Today in class, there's a couple of major things that I need you to know. So I'm showing you right now, Google Classroom. You have a material, which looks like this icon, and then you have an assignment for your project. So I'm going to walk you through some of those things that I want you to see. So notice you have an explanation, an example, and a rubric. So I'm going to start with the example, the explanation first. You are going to do an adaptations project. Now, I'm going to forewarn you and let you know that this used to be a 27-page project. Yes, my friends, 27 pages. I thought it was a bit much. So last year I narrowed it down to 12 pages, and now we are only going to do 7. So the first thing you're going to do is an introduction slide. This is just going to be a fun title, your first and last name, and your class period. The next thing you're in charge of is 3 animal slides and 3 plant slides. So you're going to have 7 slides altogether. The animal slides are going to be one animal that has a structural adaptation, one animal that has a physiological adaptation, and then one animal that has a behavioral adaptation, and then one plant with a structural adaptation, one plant with a behavioral adaptation, and one plant with a physiological adaptation. And before you ask, no, you may not use the same animal for all of them. Now, understand the reason I give you a research project is because I want you to learn something new. So do not regurgitate and rehash animals that you already know about. We all know that turtles have a shell. That is a structural adaptation, and that is something that you already know. Please don't give me something you already know. Also, you may not use anything that I have given an example as. So don't pick, on my example slide, I'm going to use the shy plant, also known as the shame plant. You may not use my plant as part of your plans, all right? So if you scroll down, it tells you every plant animal slide must include the following. It has to have a common name. What do we call it? Okay. It also has to have the scientific name. And when we talk about scientific name, we are talking about the genus and the species. And there's a reason for that. There are several animals that we may know about, such as the frog. Well, the frog is actually just is a giant name. You need to narrow it down to the actual species of frog that you're choosing. So finding out that your organism has a genus and a species tells you you've narrowed it down to the right topic. And then you're going to give me an image of the organism. And I want you to make sure that the image of the organism is cited. And when I tell you cited, it tells you citation for the picture. This is a direct link, meaning it's hyperlinked bright blue. Underneath the photo, it can be size 8 font. It does not have to be understandable to look at. It just has to be there. Okay. To the site where you got it from. Now, let me be very clear. You may not cite Google, you may not cite Wikipedia, and you may not cite Pinterest. I know that sounds strange, but it's kind of something that's happened. Google is a search engine. Google is not where you get the information. Google gives you the websites to get the information. So, for instance, if I go to Google right here and I search for blue tongue skink, which is a cool animal, by the way, and I go to images and I find me a blue tongue skink. So notice the first one shows me Wikipedia. The problem with Wikipedia is that people can actually edit Wikipedia, so you do not always get valid information. So I want you to stay away from it, okay? I don't trust you well enough to go and actually validate the information, so we're going to just work in valid websites. Any kind of website that has an .org or a .edu, those are super valid websites. Those are great websites. I am not telling you you cannot use .com websites. You can, just be aware of that. So this right here shows me a blue tongue skink. Now, what I've had students do in the past is they actually take this website right here and they copy and paste it into their slide. This is not the citation, my friends. You actually have to click on the picture and go to the website, and this is the website that you will take. So you will copy and paste. That's either a right click with your mouse, copy, or you can also take your fingers and hit control, highlight it, and hit control, oh, of course, let's try that. Okay, control C to copy it, and then you can go into your document and then paste it, either with the right click of control paste. Let's try, there we go, control paste, or you can use control V as in Victor, that will also paste it for you. Okay. One other thing that I also want to show you is when you go to Google and you search up information, this information right here, while super great and helpful, lets you kind of tells you a little bit about it, lets you know if the website has enough. That is not where you're taking information from. You actually have to click the actual link to go to the actual web page and get said information. So do not cite Google ever, okay? All right, now that I've burned that into your image, your organism's habitat is the next thing that's required. It does talk about biome. Biome is really talking about that climate. Is it hot and dry? Is it cool? Do they get lots of rain? Is it snowy? Is it frozen? And then the country, like where would I actually naturally find that? Not because somebody has gone in and dropped it there, like Florida is covered in snakes now because they already got rid of their pet snakes. I want a natural place. So where do they naturally found out? Next, you're going to do the organism's adaptation. The adaptation, I actually have already typed in there for you during your template, and I'll show you that shortly. Then you're going to list the the adaptation explanation. This is an explanation as to what the adaptation is and how does it actually help the species survive. And then for every slide, for every animal or plant, you're going to give me 2 citations. I want 2 places that you went and got information from. Even if you go to one website and you get all the information, there is still an the expert what's the word I'm looking for? There is still a need for you to go and double check that information. So you will always use 2 places to get your information. So you're going to give every one of those things on each slide for your organisms. This second page is just kind of a helpful reminder to you about what structural is, what physiological is, and what behavioral is, just in case you need to know that. All right, then if you look at my example page, I have an example slideshow for you. Notice the very first slide has a title, it has my name, and then it also has my class period, which is pretty complicated since I have 6 class periods, but you see what I'm saying. The next slide shows you a humble plant, and that's its name. That's one of its names. It's also called the shame plant or the shy plant, but I know that they're all the same plant because they all have the exact same scientific name. Okay, so what we know it by and the scientific name, that's how I know it's the right one. Notice that I have an actual website here, hyperlinked, meaning that if I click on that, I could go directly to the website where I got that picture from. The habitat says typically considered a weed. It grows in tropical and warm climates. So I've told you where it grows, primarily in Central and South America. So I've given you an actual location to where you can find that plant naturally, not because somebody planted it, but because it grows on its own there. And then the type of adaptation, physiological. So I'm telling you it's a physiological adaptation because it creates a toxin. Remember, anything that makes a toxin or poison, venom, those are physiological adaptations to ward off herbivores as predators. So it explains how it stays away from being eaten all the time. And then I explain to you how it works. The leaves close up and produce toxins to discourage herbivores from eating it. It looks like a stem to make it appear less desirable for eating. Now, understand the leaves closing up would actually be considered a behavioral adaptation, but the part of the toxins is the physiological. Notice here, the next slide, you won't have to do this. I did it for you just to show you what I'm doing. So I have pointed out all of the different things that you're required to have, and I've kind of explained them again to you. For those of you who are more visual learners, want to come back and double check things, this is where that information is. So I went back to the Google Classroom, and this is your rubric, my friends. This is how you know that you have done all of the things. So if you want a 100 on this project, this is the column you need to look in, okay? This is how you get all of your points. These points are per slide, and it does tell you exactly how many points they are each worth. You are going to go through and make sure that you have, this is actually what I'm going to fill out when I grade your assignment, so make sure you understand that as well. And then in your Google Classroom, I have also gone and placed a template in there for you. So if you open up this template, you will see that it is all fixed for you. So you have a slide already built there for you that has add your fun and fancy title, your name, and your class period. Also notice right here, I've left you a comment. I want you to understand that while I've made you this template, you are more than welcome to go in and add different fonts and colors and even change up the layout or design. So if you don't like the way that I have created this template for you, you are free to change it. This is completely up to you. I have just gone in and made sure that all of the information that you are required to know and have on your project is here for you. So be aware not to delete boxes unless you have replaced them. So that way you keep information there. So notice that I have 3 animal slides, animal name, and then I have already actually built in for you structural adaptation. Now, if you change your mind and you put physiological here, I don't care, that's totally fine, but you need to make sure you change the title as well, because that is something you will lose points for if you don't. So animal name structural, animal name behavioral, animal name physiological, and then plant name structural, plant name behavioral, and plant name physiological. Notice that there is no more slides. You are not doing a bibliography for this project because you are hyperlinking all of those links here for yourself. So I don't need a bibliography page. You are literally citing all the information you're doing on each slide. All right. Now, nobody stress out. Today was all for the purpose of introducing this project to you and making sure you understood what's expected of you. You will actually have class time to do this. We will meet again on Wednesday, and you will have class time to work on your project. We will meet again Friday, and you will have class time. You will have all of class on Friday. Depending on how the weather goes, we do have one extra thing. We have to do a writing sample. So, if heaven forbid this continues going, then we may have to change that around, but you're still getting the same amount of time to work on your project. So this is not something that you have to sit here for the next 12 hours and work on. That is not the case. You are still getting 2 days in class outside of today, and then you are also getting this coming weekend to work on it, because yours will be due Tuesday, February the 23rd. So this is not something that is on fire as far as got to get done right now. This is just me explaining to you so that you have the exact same amount of time as Class A did. All right. The other thing you are going to do today is you are going to do an interactive worksheet. It's that Wiser that we all know and love. So you're going to go to the Wiser account and you're going to do the assignment. I beg of you, please use your notes. See, I even tell you, use your notes. Use your notes on this assignment. Make sure you're paying attention to what the question is asking and what it is saying to you. Make sure you're going back and checking your notes. That is how you're going to learn this information, is that constant go back, find the notes, do the work, go back and find the notes, do the work. So that is why that is here. All right. If you have any questions or concerns, please send me an email. My email is, I will post it in your Google Classroom just in case you have forgotten it. And I know that some of us aren't verbal, so it is ahopki1@neisd.net. I will be here answering your emails as much as possible. If you need help, we can set up a Zoom meeting with each other, and I can walk you through that as well. But I am telling you now that the worksheet, this Wiser worksheet, this is what is your grade for the day, all right? Now, you are having to do an attendance check because we are asynchronous. So now you're going to answer the question that is in your Google Classroom today. And the question states, what color does Mrs. Hopkins tell you at the end of the video? And that color is pink. So make sure you write your answer in to get your attendance for the day. Have an awesome day. Send me an email if you have any questions, and you are free to go. Bye.